breakdown. We got a breakdown. And these guys, have my flags on, signs on, flashing light. You see that? That's my rooftop flashing light. And I'm sitting on the shoulder on 401 West in Milton, Ontario. And this is the load I'm doing. I don't know if you can see in the mirror there. It's a multi-axle 100 ton lowboy. Basically a gentleman from you can actually see it better over there in the mirror. And we have jolly Christmas over here, kind of like weather. And so a guy from a heavy hauler from North Dakota bought this trailer from Ritchie Brothers auction. In Toronto, and they need to move it to Dickinson, North Dakota. And it's a pretty cool trailer because it's 100 tons, so it has 3 axles in the back plus 2 axle booster, and everything is hydraulic, and then it has a Tridem Jeep and an extra neck that's already attached to the Jeep. So everything was more or less okay. We just had to change one hub on an axle because it was broke. It was leaking, so the buyer met me at the auction, helped me hook up. So I only did some minor damage to my truck. I'll show it later. But the thing started moving, except if you don't build the air, like so. Now as soon as I turn off the engine, something somewhere is leaking. I'm thinking, but it has so many wheels, so many axles, right? Like we cannot find anything. But as soon as I turn off the engine, my seat goes down, which I know means that there's no. See, that's my air, right? See. But when you're driving, I don't know. I walked around the trailer. I didn't hear anything, any leaks. It's these probably should start the engine, but it was already showing me low voltage disconnect. So anyway, so we had to replace one hub, and then the brake started freezing. I thought it was something wrong. There was some smoke, but turns out I didn't wait long enough to build up the pressure. So when the pressure was high enough, everything was good. But before, it was just pulling my truck back. I couldn't shift out of 5 low, like doing 25 miles an hour. And started driving from Bolton, north of Toronto, went on 407, 401. And as soon as I passed Milton, I heard kind of like a loud explosion sound. And I look in the mirror and I see pieces of tire, flying all over the place. Oh, you see? See what's happening? Now my seat started rising because now there's pressure in the system. So it does have a leak, but we couldn't find it. Oh, my tire guy is here. I call the tire guy. Hold on. I put this light on, and I was standing over there trying to save the guy's life. Because very few people change lanes. He's working outside. But very useful light, you know. Yeah, so much traffic here, it's unbelievable. But anyway, so yeah, the guy showed up. It's a good thing I worked with him before, and I just remembered that, you know, their next exit. And so we wanted to use the tire from the Jeep, because there's a Jeep on top of the trailer, right? But everything is so old. It took him a while just to take the wheels off. Everything is rusted, frozen. He had to smash it with a big hammer for half an hour. And then he went to look at the tires on the Jeep, and he says they're all different size. They're like 275, 80. One was 255. Basically, there was no tire the same size as this one. And he says, "You're buying a new tire." I said, "Okay," because I asked him to bring a tire, new one, just in case. But I don't think they're too expensive. But now I told the buyer, the owner, who's still here, because he met me at the auction, right? So he went to his hotel because he's flying out, but his plane leaves at 5. And so he says, "If you need me, you know, I'm on the phone." So we're gonna call him and get his credit card, and he'll pay for it. And I told him, I said, "If I get any tickets because of the condition of the trailer, you pay it." And he says, "Yes." Okay. So, and I asked the guy, I said, could you check the pressure on all the tires?" And he says, "No, that's too risky over here on the side of the road." But he says, "We can go to the next exit, which is their shop, and I'll just stop on the street, you know, in a calm environment with no trucks zooming by." Well, at least they're slowing down. That's a good thing. See, people are driving pretty slow. And then the plan for today is I still have to order permits. I talked to my permit company, and I'm 87 feet long, bumper to bumper, 87. And she said on the way to North Dakota, the only state that does not require over-length permit is Illinois. And everybody else, like Michigan, Indiana, you know, Minnesota, Wisconsin, whatever, North Dakota, I need to get permits. And the buyer said they will pay for permits too. And so I just I put in Flying J in London into my yeah, see, it says I'm 120 kilometers, which is over here. You see, that's kilometers. This is miles. So 70 miles, 75 miles from London, Ontario, where the plan is to deal with my customs paperwork, and I have to order permits and have a brunch. Okay, I'll go help this guy out because people are just nobody's slowing down. They're fucking driving in the same lane. All right, hold on. Don't want to get injured. Well, the sun is already setting. I was busy doing customs paperwork and ordering permits, but basically, yeah, I drove empty north into Canada from Pennsylvania, no loads there, and because I found this load, a very cute 100-ton trailer by some unknown brand, Tasco. But massive, look at this. That neck is like 2 times bigger than what I have on my trailer. Unfortunately, when we were backing, I think there was a guy guiding me, and he did not notice that I raised the suspension. I was trying to move the 5th wheel, but anyway, he didn't stopped me, and the kingpin just ripped off that part. See, it's supposed to be welded. Just basically it hit it in the middle, and this thing just split, you know. And we were looking at this like there's no point to this. I think the only point for this plate is exactly to do that, to prevent a loss of a trailer, because it's not doing, it's very thin metal, you know. But the guy said he has a welder, he has a portable welder where we're going. That was the buyer. But this is the trailer, so it's all fully mechanical, and I'm not sure why they're running like this, but and then it has this extra neck, and the neck is connected to a Tridem Jeep. See, it sits on the fifth wheel, and so we have a chain and we have a strap. And I'm gonna tighten that, and there's a bunch of chains everywhere. Like, I just use my own chain, one chain only. But it's pretty big Jeep, and looks like here it was extended or something. I see a weld in there. You see? And then there's one extra axle here. So basically I got the trailer, then I got Tridem Jeep, I got span neck, and I got a flip axle. I'm pretty sure this goes on the back, so this is a 3-axle trailer. But check this out, everything is so massive in here. It has this booster, right? And this thing swivels, and I love how easy it is to turn with this. Go around corners much easier than with a my 4-axle trailer. And that pin, I'm pretty sure this is the trailer where you have 3 plus 3 plus 3. So Tridem Jeep, Tridem trailer, and Tridem booster. And over here you see connectors for that flip axle, the pins, and the air, electric. And electric is over here. And it still has, the trailer still has all the plates, which I'm pretty sure they're not valid anymore, but, and these flags are mine because the old ones were all worn out, but the sign was here. See, that's how many people run. They put a sign like this, kind of like permanent, so it's always here. And then you can switch it to wide load, which actually nobody's using in Ontario, Canada. Over here they only have either oversized load or just D, which is good for Ontario and Quebec. And you can only guess that this is all very expensive because it's all modular. Check this out. There's shims. See, there's shims in here. It's like a very old design where you have to manually shim everything. But yeah, I'm guessing this thing with the shims, you can control how much pressure goes on this. But now I'm low on air. Normally this is higher. But so this is 1987, and check this out. You see how, like this, you don't see this type of connections on regular trailers, right? Like in a regular trailer, you just have a trailer and then some kind of a spreader bar, like what I will have, right? But this thing has this entire piece with this massive, huge pin. You know, massive trailer. And I just scaled. So this thing weighs 54,000 pounds. This whole thing. Because my weight now is about 81,100. And I know my truck weighs 27. And so this is 54,000. And from bumper to bumper, I'm 87 feet long, and that's why I'm driving with signs and flags. Well, I put them in the back only because I'm not too wide, I'm just long. But technically I'm overweight because I'm over 80,000. And so I ordered permits. I'm going to North Dakota. So I ordered permits for Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota. Didn't get anything yet, but the border crossing is set up, and this is London, Ontario, Flying J, and I'm only 1 hour away from the Blue Water Bridge in Port Huron. So the plan is to get up early tomorrow, and I can start driving half an hour before sunrise, and I'm gonna be at the I see that's where it connects on the back there, and I'm gonna be at the border probably around 8. But this is so cool, you know. When they told me this is a 100-ton trailer with multiple axles, I kind of got excited, because this kind of like a, you know, free training. You know, for me, free training. Of course, my trailer is not going to be this big, but you know, I will run with 2+2 most of the time. 2+2 axles here and 2 axles here. Whereas this one is 3+3, but just one flip is on the deck now, right? But you see, it was this company. Machinery Movers. Oh, there was another word. I guess they scratched it off. But this was a company from Windsor, Ontario, which is right on the opposite side of the Detroit. I think it's Detroit River from Detroit, Michigan. See, still has plates everywhere. Plates. Oh, that's what it was called. It was called KMJ, I think. KMJ Machinery Movers. Rigging, mill, riding, specialized transportation. Yeah, and you see the brand Tasco. Tasco, London, Ontario. So this company no longer exists. Now there's a Woodstock, there's a Sheltima trailer, but these guys disappeared. Yeah, so this year has been rough on my truck, you know. I did this, right? Because I forgot to raise the legs. Not sure how that happened. And then I did this, but we're gonna weld it. The guy says we're gonna hammer on it, put it down, and then just weld it over here. No big deal. You know, stuff happens, what do you do? So the plan is to deliver in North Dakota right before Christmas. And then of course I doubt there'll be any loads over there. So I'll probably just bobtail back, because yeah, you know, the whole trailer goes to the buyer, right? So I'm just dropping this and I'm driving like a car. Driving like a car in my truck. Okay. I think I'll end up removing this, you know, because this just irritates the heck out of me how they raise it so much. Just gonna take these bolts out and just slide it off and drive it like this with no fenders on the pusher, probably. We'll see. Yeah, see, and these I really love these. Quick disconnect, so now I disconnect my PTO hose in here versus the trailer, like which I dropped at home, and so I just disconnected here and threw the hoses on the trailer. So much easier, you know. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, guys. So this is my load. Again, it's pretty interesting experience pulling such a monster. The tire that was bad, the tire that exploded, it was this one. Yeah, this one. So you see, this is a brand new tire, like a very big tread. But actually, all tires are pretty good, except that these wheels, you know, like very old style rims. Nobody likes them, you know, because people say they can be dangerous. You see, nowadays wheels are like this, right, with much more bolts on inside, whereas here you only have 5 bolts, you know. But what do you do? That's how they used to run in the good old days.